Hey guys, so in this video we are going to see how to integrate Alexa with Google Calendars. So basically I have done a video recently like how to use Python code in order to access the Google Calendar. So that will be in Tamil actually. So you don't have to worry about this. So in this video I have covered in English too. So let us see how to do this. So the first step is you need to sign into your Amazon account using this link. So if you have not signed in, you will be redirected to one more page where you need to sign in. So once you reach to this page, if you have a fresh account, you will not be seeing whatever I show you here. So basically what you need to do is you need to create a skill. So what I'm going to name my skill now is dentist appointment. And then by default I'm going to leave the primary locale as English, and I'm going to click next. So it is going to be others, and I'm going to select custom here, and I'm going to provision my own backend. So if you don't have an Amazon account, AWS account, you can go ahead and click any one of these, but in this video I'm going to stick on to the provision your own, and then click next. So I'll select start from scratch. So there are some templates which are predefinedly available here, but I haven't tried all these yet. So if you have time, you can just play around with this. So I'm going to proceed with next. So once this is done, you can just click create skill. So once this is done, I'll continue the video. So once the setup is ready, all you need to do is first go to invocation and just check what is the invocation name is given. So by default it is change me. So in some cases it will directly assign whatever we created the skill name. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the invocation name here. So dentist appointment. Just give save model. And the thing about Alexa is every time you are going to test it out, you just have to give a build model. Only then it will be able to recognize our changes. And what I'll do next is we'll just go inside the intents and just see whatever that are by default available. So let us go to the things one by one. So first thing is the cancel intent. So whenever a user says cancel, so this particular intent will be triggered. Same as this, like whenever they say help, this particular intent will be triggered. So if you go inside this, there won't be any default utterances. So what you need to do is you need to add some other utterances. If you feel that there are some other way that they can ask for help, you can just add it here. So by default, if you don't put anything, if they say help, this is the part where Alexa will be routing the request, and then if they say stop, and this is the intent which will be triggered. And this is the part by default Alexa creates, but which are not required. So other things are all required things, but this is not the required thing. So this is a custom intent. We'll come back to this when we finish the remaining two. So suppose when a user says I want to navigate to the home, then they can use this intent. So suppose we have 2 or 3 steps like in our appointment. So whenever the user feels that they want to go to the home page, they can always use this intent. And the last thing is the fallback intent. So when this one triggers is like if the user says something and the system is not able to recognize, and it will not be able to categorize under what intent the particular request goes under. So if it is not able to recognize that, it will just forward all those requests to fallback intent. And now let us go into this hello world intent. So basically when we create a skill from scratch, it is going to show you hello world intent. So once we go inside this, we can see some sample utterances. So whenever a user says hello, this particular intent is going to be triggered. So in our case, what we are going to do is we are going to replace it with our custom intent. So let us see how to do that. So for simplicity purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my repository. Just a minute, I'll just copy the URL. Okay, so this is my repository where I have templates for basic things like, so for hello world I have a template here, so let us use it. So for doing this, as I said, I am going to use an AWS account. So if you are not willing to use an AWS account, you can always use the code which is by default available. So if you go inside this, you can always use the code. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sign in into my AWS account and I continue after that. Alright, now I have signed into my AWS account. So what I'll do is I'll just search Lambda here. Once I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new function and we'll just name this as dentist appointment. Alexa skill. I'm going to use Python as my programming language and let us use whatever role it is by default is going to assign. Let us use the same and then let us create the function. So this usually takes like less than 30 seconds. If you use an existing role, it will not even take that much time. So since I'm going to create a new role, it is going to take this amount of time. So once this is done, what we need to do is let us go to this particular template and copy our code. Copy it, paste it. Am I using this function? There is one more file. I just have to confirm whether I am using this. Okay, it is not needed for now. If there is any integration with any other services, then we need to use that particular file. I think we are good for now. So what we should do now is just give deploy. That is first step number 1, and then step number 2 is you need to add a layer here. So what I would do is, so before doing this you need to add a layer. So if we look at it, I already have a ask SDK layer. So by default you will not be seeing this. So what you need to do is, let me pick up that link. Okay, I'll just paste this link here. So once you go here, you'll be able to find the ask SDK.zip. You need to download it, and then what you need to do is create layer and then import it and cite all the runtime things, and then you just have to create it. That is it from that side. So once that is done, you will have to come here, add a layer, choose a custom layer, so whatever that we added, and then select the version, then just click add. So once we do this, we should be able to see our layer here. So there is one more thing that we need to change. So basically all the requests will be less than 3 seconds, but what I would basically do is just change that to 30 seconds, so that if there is any error also, we'll be able to see what is happening. Okay, I think this should be good. So now we'll just move to how to integrate this Lambda as well as this particular AWS skill, I mean the Amazon skill. So once we are done here, we just have to click build model, and then I'll scroll down here so to the endpoint, and you can see the default ARN here. So this is not something that we need. So what I would do is just copy this your skill ID, and then go to our Lambda function, add a trigger, select Alexa here, paste the skill ID, and then click add. Once we do that, just copy this function ARN and then paste it here, and that's it. the integration part is done. You just have to click save endpoints, and if you get this particular message, then that means that the integration is successfully made. So let us find out whether this is working now. So click on this test. And let's turn this on. Select the development and then type open dentist appointment, whatever your skill name is. So this name should be the invocation name.
Welcome. You can say hello or help.
So this
Which
means
would you like to try?
So this means that our particular Lambda is working now. So it does not have any issue. And what I would do is I'll just say hello.
Hello, Lord from Chennai.
Okay. And if we say exit, this particular thing should be exited out. Okay. So this is how a basic hello world flow works. So what we could do now is you can go to our intent and you can change our hello world intent to our particular dentist appointment intent. So basically what happened here is if we come to our code, so whenever a user says launch open dentist appointment, this particular code will be triggered, and if they say hello, it knows that it is a hello intent, hello world intent, and whatever that we have hard coded here, that will be the prompt. So now let us go to our intent. Just change the name of this intent. So I'm going to rename it as schedule intent. So I'm going to remove whatever that is by default available for the hello world intent, and I'm going to type my own utterances. So in this part we need to type whatever the way a user can say in order to schedule a appointment. So what I'm going to start off with this: I want to schedule an appointment. They can also schedule an appointment. I'm just going to add some random text here. Okay, let us keep this for now. And what I'm going to do now is let the slots, all the slots will be added later. I'll just save this model and then click on build model. So by the time it builds, I'm just going to copy the intent name. I'm going to go all the way down and I'm just going to replace this. Okay, I need to replace still intent, then change the hello world intent to schedule intent, and I'm going to change this text. This is schedule intent, and we can also change this default response. Welcome to dentist appointment. Skill. You can say I want to schedule an appointment. Just deploy it. I think this more build is also complete. Let us go test here. Now open dentist appointment.
Welcome to dentist appointment skill. You can say I want to schedule an appointment.
Okay, I need to remove this question mark. I want to schedule an appointment.
This is schedule intent.
Okay, now this works fine. So now what we need to do is we need to capture what date and what time they are trying to so let us go ahead and add some slots now. So basically what slots is, if we have some basic understanding on programming, it is something similar to a variable. So in our case we need a time and date, right? So we'll just fill whatever that user is trying to make an appointment on this date and time. So we in our code we'll be getting this as a variable and we will just start using it. So what I'm going to do now is let us add a slot now. So date is a default slot which Amazon provides. I'll just search date slot, add it, and then time is also a default slot, a built-in slot, not a default slot, a built-in slot which Amazon provides. So once I do that, I'll just give save model. And one more thing is we need to make this as a required slot. So what I'll do is I'll go inside this particular date slot and we just have to enable this. So if in case if they did not say what the slot name is, I mean what date they want to reserve, then we need to prompt them on what day do you want an appointment. Okay. And they can say specific date. And let us save this model. So when we give a date, it can be tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or this Sunday, next Sunday, or a specific date. Whatever way the user says, Alexa will still be able to understand this particular prompt. So once we do this, we'll go back, we'll do the same for time also. We'll make this as a required slot. At what time do you want to make an appointment? You can see any specific time, this as utterance, and just save. So as of now what we have done is we are assuming that the user is going to say I want to make an appointment, and we are thinking that they are not going to say any date. So we are making this as an required slot. We are going to prompt them what date and what time. We are going to fill the particular slots. We are going to send it to the backend. So that is what we have done till now. So what I am going to add to this is I'm going to assume that the user is going to tell name as well as when they make appointment. So I want to schedule an appointment on specific date. It can be with time also, right? At 6 PM or something. So let us save this model and build it again. So you just have to add as much as utterances that you think, and the more you add, the more reliable it is going to be. So once this is done, it will also suggest us like you can add some more utterances also. So we can make use of that tool also. So build is successfully done. So what I will do is I'll just refresh this whole page. So why I'm basically doing it is, in some cases the session would have not been closed. So this I know this particular video is not about the basics of Alexa, but if you want to know that, I would have already uploaded a video. If not, you can just ask me. I'll just make a video on the basics of Alexa. So I'll just start with this. And what was the problem?
Welcome to dentist appointment skill. You can say I want to schedule an appointment.
So let us start with this, and you can try the remaining two things also later.
On what day do you want to an appointment?
This Sunday.
At what time do you want to make an appointment?
6 PM.
This is schedule intent.
So basically we did not handle it yet, but what I want to show you is how the slot is getting filled. So if you see here, this is the date on Sunday. If I show you my calendar, okay, for some reason it is not showing up. My calendar, yeah, February 12 is on Sunday, so that is right, as well as I said 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. in 24 hours time is 1800. So we just have to convert it to our Google Calendar API format, so that we'll see later. So first we'll see how to pick this particular slots. So let us go to our Lambda code and go to our schedule intent handler, and I'm going to paste one of the code snippet here. So this particular code is going to fetch us whatever the slot that was being filled. So what I do is, first I need the date. I'm going to put slots and going to pick the date. So this will give the object, and we need to pick only the value here. So I'm going to convert it to a string. Same thing I'm going to do for the time, and time here too. So when I return, I'm going to tell back what is the date as well as time. Let us assume that we made a schedule. So your schedule on specific date at time is successful. Successfully done. Okay, let us make this for now, and I need to add a formatter here. I think this is good for now. Actually, whenever a particular thing is done, we need to end the session. So basically how we need to do is, we need to add a piece of code here. So I just paste it here, and we are going to end the session once this is done. Also, I think this is done. So when we give ask, it is going to reprompt. So this will be the first time when Alexa says, and if there is no response from the user, whatever that we put in the ask, it is going to reprompt the user. So let us go to the test environment again. I'll just refresh this whole session. Disappointment. Now we will copy this.
Welcome to dentist appointment skill. You can say I want to schedule an appointment.
Okay, let us put a specific date. February. Okay, let us put Feb 20th 2023 at 8 p.m. Let's see if it is able to detect this. Yep.
Your schedule on February 20th, 2023 at 2000 hours is successfully done.
Okay, so this is what we expected. So now we are able to pick the date as well as the time. So let us proceed to the the Google Calendar integration. So I have a blog on this particular Google Calendar integration using Python, as well as I have a YouTube video, but it will be in Tamil language. So this blog should be able to help out here. So what I'll do is, we'll go to the Google Developer Console, and let me change the account here. So what we'll do is, we'll just create a new project here. Just agree the terms, and then I'll select a project, new project, Alexa create. Once this is created, let me continue the video. So it almost instantly created that project. So let us go and check this project. Why is it not opening? Okay, I think we are in here. So there are two things that we need to enable here. Let us go to the library and let us search for calendar. Click on the calendar API, click enable. I think this should be done in few seconds. Okay, now this is done. So let us head to IAM and then service accounts. So here we'll create a new service account. I'll just type Alexa, create and continue. Done. So I'll click on actions. I'll go to manage keys. So here we'll need to generate a key. I'll select JSON and I'll create. So just make sure you have this downloaded and don't lose it. So this is a first step that we need to do. The second thing is we'll head to our Python code. We'll create one file here. Grids.json. And whatever that we got here, we need to paste it. Okay, and then click on deploy. So now I copy this email ID and then we have to enable give permission for our calendar, for this email ID to access the calendar. So first let us create a calendar first. Go to this particular email ID and I'll just select calendar. So let us create a new calendar here. Create new calendar. I'll name it as dentist appointment. Then create calendar. So once that is done, let us click on configure. We'll add this permission here. Make changes to event. We need to make sure give permission, like make changes to event and then click on send. So let us head to the Alexa code here, the AWS Lambda, and I'll add one more layer now. So for in order to use the Google Calendar API, we need to add one more layer. Just make sure I already imported it. Yeah, Google Calendar I have already imported. So the steps will be the same. So you have to go here and just download this Google Calendar and import it. So what I will do is I'll just add this layer, custom layer, calendar, select a version, and just give add. So let me copy the code which I already have. So let me paste the code snippet. So this particular code is going to import all the required libraries, and we are going to give a scope here, and then we are going to read the JSON file whichever that is configured, and then initiating the service. So this calendar ID should be replaced with whatever that we created. So I'll just copy this calendar ID. I'll come to the code and I'll change this again. So the calendar is ready now, and then if you see the source code, I will be having some code snippet for BC, free or BC. So suppose if the calendar is already reserved, we need to find out, right? So I have a code snippet for that, so that will be in the description. So it will just it will just basically be like this. So I'm not going to validate whether this particular time it is already been reserved or not for simplicity purpose. So you can always add this if you want to make the particular condition. So currently I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to assume that that particular slot is always going to be available. So I'll just create a new function here. I'll copy the code. Let me go all the way down, and I'll create a function. Insert reserve appointment. We just need the min time and max time. That is all that is needed. Min time, max time. Everything else should be fine. I'm going to save this. So now I'm going to go to the code where we are calling this. So instead of hard coding it here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paste a code snippet here. So this code, what it is going to do is it is going to try to convert the date slot to a date time format. So since it is in a string, I'm going to convert it into a date time slot. I'm date time data type, and then I'm going to split up the hour and minutes. I mean the time we are getting, right? So where's the time? So I'm going to split that time into hours and minutes. So this is what I have to replace. So once this is done, I'm going to get the min time as well as the max time. So let us assume that every schedule is going to be for 1 hour. Every appointment is going to be for 1 hour. I think this should work. Here I have given month is there, date is there, hour and minutes. So all the slots are filled, I think so. So let us call this function. Reserve appointment. Go top. Test it. I think this should be it. Let us try it. Let us also keep the calendar open. This is the particular calendar. Let me close all other calendars and let us check. So now I don't have to reset the session, because if you can see here the session end request has written as true. So this will not be confusing for Alexa. So let us open the dentist appointment.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
Okay, let us go to Lambda and let us check the CloudWatch logs. I'm sure that should be a layer, the Google APIs issue. Let us check, find it out. Okay. OAuth client. Did I import the layer first? Yes, I did import the layer. Why is it not able to recognize it? I think I need to add some other layer also then. Let me check. Okay, we need to add one more layer here. So that is going to be gspread. So that whatever package that I imported, the gspread package is also having the OAuth client, whichever that is throwing error. Yeah, OAuth 2 client. So that will be available inside this gspread. So I am going to go ahead and add that layer also. So let us test it whether that is working. So each and every time you don't want to come here and test it, we'll just copy this and we'll test. Why? I did not change the response. The request. Let us save it now. Then give test. Okay, this should work now. Let me try it again. Now the session is going to be open. Let us see what it replies.
Welcome to dentist appointment skill. You can say I want to schedule an appointment.
Let us find out whether this is working. It is taking longer time.
Your schedule on February 20th, 2023 at 2000 hours is successfully done.
20th. Okay, if you see here, the schedule is done. So this is what I thought of showing it in this video. So there are some things which I might not covered. So if you feel that I need to make some other video on this, just let me know. Thank you.